Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about 3D printers in this casing. Let's just start with some questions. Does anyone here has a 3D printer or has experience with 3D printers? Just to know that we're not going to tell very boring, obvious stuff. Yeah, we are Laydrop. We're a small company from Berlin, and we develop a 3D printer. So, yeah, we are really passionate about open source, and we're really good at 3D printing. At least we think so. And we will demonstrate our desktop 3D printer. It's called the i3 Berlin because we're from Berlin. And it's based on a wrap, on an open source design, and we really developed it in such a way that it's good looking and reliably working. And yeah, so we really like this design because it's really showing the technology, it's open, and we just show how it works. So, if you have any 3D model, for example, from Thingiverse or from Autodesk 360, then you load it in one of the open source slicers, for example, Cura, and then you just take it, and then it immediately slices. As a checkup, you can already see the layers, if you wish. So this is what it's going to do. And I need an SD card. It's already here. I can see it will take 30 minutes, and I need 3 grams of plastic. I have that. Just put it on the SD card. It's saved, and I think I can just eject it. Help. The printer is in the way. Here it is. So, cool. Now I'll connect the webcam to show the little things that are going on there. So I guess that most of you have seen something of 3D printers, but for a really basic understanding, there are very different ways of 3D printing. This is called FFF, fused filament fabrication, and it uses a plastic wire which is being molten and just being like a kind of a hot glue gun, puts layer by layer of plastic on top of each other, and like that you can make basically any 3D model into the real physical world. It's a display. Yeah, it's a standalone operation. 3D printers in the old days, you needed to connect to your computer, so you could not leave the printer working while taking your computer, and printing is a relatively slow process, so you like to have that independently. It prints on a heated print bed, which so the golden surface that you see is a very special IKEA Surly mirror costing €1, and it has a special tape, although on top of it. And this is heated, so you can print in various materials. Also, yeah, just basically any commercially available material. It's also open materials. It's a free market, so there's no customer lock-in. Then it's quiet. So thank you very much for shutting up. I think we'll just look at the printer moving a bit. Yeah, one little thing is we have it just as a printer, but one special thing about our product is that we really like also the maker scene. So every month we have a workshop where people can build their own 3D printer, and this weekend we have also a workshop. We do this every month in the Fab Lab, which is a fantastic open space for makers and people who like to do things. And that is about what I wanted to say now. So thank you very much for being so quiet. Are there any questions?
How much does it cost materials to build one of these things?
Like the raw materials as a kit. We sell it as a kit. You can also, okay, first of all, it's open source. If you really look for all the parts and go through all the deep valleys that we have been through, I think you can manage to do it slightly below 1,000. We have it as a kit, or I don't know out of my head, I think it's 1,300 or so. For a printer with only one extruder, you can also do it with two. So that's about the price range. Yeah. Yeah, we use PLA mainly because it's a bioplastic and it's nice to not consume so many oil, but it's also nice because it doesn't smell like burnt plastic. So you can just do this on your desk. There are no nasty fumes and there's also not so much noise. There's no noise, it's just a little bit of sound.
What kind of resolution? I don't know. Word for it. How fine can it print? Like
Yeah, it's normally you define resolution in the layer height. A practical resolution is to say like 0.2, so like two sheets of paper on top of each other. That kind of height is a practical height. You can also make it smaller, but then of course it also takes much longer before the print is finished. So that's the standard range. Yeah, maybe people are wondering, can you also print a bull terrier with a jetpack on its back? Yes. So all these really necessary things that you can actually do with it. The funny thing of this particular model is that it's divided in a smart way. So first you print the head and then you print the front legs. Oh, I forgot one little part. There's one, oh sorry.
Yeah, so I'm not so much into 3D printing and I'm just wondering, why do you build your own 3D printer? If you could a little bit maybe go more into detail about why you need to do so. I thought you could just buy one. I mean, this is a provocative question, but why does one want to build his own 3D printer?
Yeah. Well, it's fun. It's like how many things starts. It's why do we need the internet? It was also when it started, there was no real answer for it. Yeah, I know. And, well, from my point of view, I'm a mechanical engineer. I like to make things, and it's an amazing tool to really quickly prototype and also to produce. It's half of the printer we print ourselves, so the plastic parts of the printers are being printed on other printers. So we also use it as a tool for production, and it's just exploring new possibilities. Also for, I think most of the people here are programmers, so you can more program things and you can do generated arts and generated objects, so that's cool stuff.
How long did it take for the dog?
The dog, I think I have to ask Hugo who did it. Can you say some time for the dog? How long did it took? 3.5 days. So yeah, that takes a while. But it's a very patient slave, actually, the printer, because you don't have to work yourself. It's just, you just put it on, you go to bed, and the next morning you again have something.
All right. One last question, and then you can pick your own dog.
That was kind of a question, but shall I?
Sorry, the layout on top of the previous print, like you've got the dog in different colors there.
It's difficult. I would not do that like that.
What's the benefit of the two extruders?
You can combine colors. I have combine materials, so you can combine flexible and hard materials, but you can also combine colors, things like that. You can combine solvable materials and things like that for support structures.
I'm guessing they both can't print at the same time.
They swap. So first the first printer and then the other printer, and does the job. Yeah.
All right, guys.
So thank you very much.
Excuse me.